y'all, welcome to my channel at your cousin house. And I am your new favorite cousin, Tanisha. I'm so happy to have you here in my sacred space, sharing this beautiful human experience. It's been a journey to get to this point. I posted my trailer like a month and a half ago, and I had such a different idea of what this was going to be. But before we get into this, let me tell you a little bit about myself. For those who don't know, I am a 36-year-old single mother. I'm actually 35. I'll be 36 next month. I have a beautiful 6-year-old daughter named Aziza, and I'm sure you guys will meet her soon. I am a black spiritual. Well, I am black, right? That's clear. I am a spiritualist. I work in corporate America, and I want you to think of me as your eclectic cousin who talks to dead people, collects crystals, read tarot cards, and has a bunch of shrines in her home. But I am here to be of service, not only to myself, but to my calling. Ooh, y'all seen that nail? I'm gonna get them done this weekend. I'm human, child. But yeah, let's get into the intentions. I didn't want y'all to see my nail like that. Not on our first encounter, but anyways, my intentions, and I'm gonna read it from here. All right. Just so y'all know, I got a smidgen of ADHD, but we gonna make this work, right? I feel like you were led here because we on the same frequency, and you already know how it is. You already know how it is. So I'm gonna read directly from here because I'm really big in to setting intentions and being very clear and concise on what I'm asking for from myself and also from the universe. Because baby, I done had some experiences where I was vague and I got what I wanted and it was not what I thought I wanted. So let's just make this clear, right? My intentions is to empower Black women to release self limiting beliefs and provide the tools to construct a life and identity that is authentically and unapologetically your own. Well, now let's make this clear. I am on this journey with you. I am not no guru. I am not a prophet. I am just a Black woman with a calling. So I'm so happy that this video has found you where you are. And I'm excited to see what we can build together as a community, but also what we can build as individuals. So I guess I can just tell you guys about why I started this channel. I started this channel because I was looking for Black women who were in my shoes, who didn't live traditional lifestyles, but were building a lane of their own. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of dope Black creators on YouTube, but there were none like me. There were no women who were shedding their old beliefs and their old identities and creating space for a new one. So, as cliche as it sounds, I felt like I had to be the one to build the community. Like I said before, it has been a journey to get here. About a month and a half ago, I had this idea and I was so excited. I was on fire about it. I went out, made the promo video, I released it. I'm like, yes, it's coming. This is me. This is my time. I was praying at my shrines daily. I was meditating hard. I was doing everything I knew I should be doing in order to fully step into my calling. And I think around July, I was talking to Dambala. I was at my shrine or whatever, and I was just pulling cards on the energy because I pull cards almost every morning just so I can get some clarity on where I'm going and what I'm leaving behind and how I should rearrange my energy. And I pulled this particular card from the Queen Oracle deck. If you got it, no, it's not Queen. I think it's called the Moon Oracle deck. I don't really think it matters, but like I said, I got a smidge of ADHD, and I just like to share. Okay, so get some of this sharing stuff. So I had this deck or whatever. This is the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. I've had this for almost like 10 years. And I pulled a card called the Void. And it was like, I just knew in my heart when I read the description, I was like, dog, I got to stop smoking weed. Yes, child. I have been a celebrated, I like to say celebrated. I have been a celebrated pot smoker for a long time. So much that it had become my identity, y'all. And my whole life was just structured around that. So when I pulled that card and I read the description, I was just like, oh man, is this talking about weed? You know what I'm saying? It's not talking about weed. It's not doing me no harm. It's relaxing me. It's setting my energy straight. And I got my little divination tools, and I went to each shrine and asked, "Is it time for me to stop smoking weed?" Yes. It's time for me to stop smoking weed. Hard yes. It's time for me to stop smoking weed. And then when I got to my ancestor altar, I was like, I'm not even gonna ask them. I ain't gonna ask them because they looking at me like, you already know it's your time. And one question that came to my mind was, how are you praying for freedom and you're chained to this vice or whatever? And this is not nothing to like demonize weed, because it served me, child. When I was going through some hard things, it served me. So at that time, I decided that this is the perfect time for me to quit. I had already planned on going to this mental health conference called Melanin Minds. It is the last weekend of July, always. I think they got that weekend, not celebrated, but you know how the city recognizes and they give you a title and a plaque and all that good stuff, which is a big deal. I don't know what it's called. But I felt like it was perfect. Melanin Minds was 3 days away. This was a space that my I call her my soul sister because she is my soul sister. But it was something that my soul sister had been like pushing me for like a year and a half to go to. But I just wasn't in that space to completely receive that. And I'm so glad I did. Y'all, this is a beautiful conference. If you have the opportunity to go to it in 2026, I advise you. If you cannot go to all 3 days, at least go to one day. I know this year, the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, was $200. It was so many classes, so many beautiful black people, beautiful brown people. So it's not just for people who are black and brown. It's for people who believe in our cause, who want to learn more about themselves and learn how to serve the community as well. So I learned so much. I had my first sound bowl experience, and that was just life changing. Like, oh my God. Ugh. I just when I seen sis when she was on one of the panels and she had this pink dress on, I was like, that's his rude. Like, that's my mother, and I need to go to her. Follow my intuition, and it was just a beautiful experience. I had a breath work um, session with this beautiful Afro Latina woman, and I was able to just release in a way that, child, I have not released in a few years. And that experience really solidified that it is time for me to let that go, right? So I decided I'm gonna let go of weed, and I guess this is gonna be a sobriety, channel. I'm gonna talk about my sobriety. So I started recording episodes and stuff, and it just didn't feel right. Like what I was saying was real, so I saved the videos, but it just didn't feel right. And I started to panic because I'm like, oh my God, I released this trailer. Everybody's gonna think I'm a fraud. And you know how you are, Tanisha. When you stop, you don't start. All these limiting beliefs started to pop up that if I wasn't sober, they would have took me out. But with my newfound sobriety, I was able to acknowledge, like, oh my God, these are not even my thoughts. These aren't true, right? These aren't true. If you need time to figure out where you're going with your project, that's what it is. Who cares what other people think? And I'm gonna be real honest. I was real braggadocious with it. I was really cocky with it because how I see myself, baby, I have been on this self healing journey since 2015. That's 10 years of my life that I have made the same choices over again, learned the same hard lessons over again, have befriending people, have been hurt by people. Ain't nobody out here doing this thing like I am. You feel me? I'm a Scorpio. I'm not afraid to go into the darkness, honey, because I know within the darkness of our souls, on the other side is joy and light, and that's where I'm at right now. So, like I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but like I said, I'm not a guru. I'm not a prophetess. I am just a human, a black woman living in America, working to obtain my highest potential. And I truly believe this channel is a catalyst to my highest potential. I am excited to share the wisdom that I've gained over the years. And I'm excited to tell some stories. I ain't gonna tell y'all everything because we know how the internet be judgy. But I'm excited to share the things that I've learned because there's no doubt in my mind, in my heart, in my soul that I went through these experiences, not just for myself. I went through these experiences in my life for my children, for Aziza and any other children I might have. I went through these experiences for the generations behind me, those who don't have a big cousin to look up to. And that's where my name comes, At Your Cousin House. I used to always feel some type of way when people would be like, I'm at my cousin's house. I went to my cousin's house because I didn't have that growing up. And when I was thinking about developing this channel, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. I can be the cousin. I can be the cousin where you can come over here and we can talk these things through. Now, let me tell you, I ain't no therapist, and I don't always serve honey with my medicine. So I ain't the type that's gonna hold your hand now. But we can walk through this thing shoulder to shoulder. You feel me? And always feel free to reach out to me on some any information you might want to know. I am somewhat of an open book. I do have to keep some things to myself just for my own sanity. But for sure, if you want to know anything specific about what I say, anything about how I became sober, how I'm maintaining my sobriety, please let me know. And I would love to share that with you guys. I do have a slew of videos and experiences that I'm curating for you guys. So I'm really excited for to share my community with you guys, and hopefully something is said or done that can encourage you to form the life that you want. I am one of the most unconventional Southern women you gonna meet, honey. I have left the church. I left the church in my early 20s after taking a philosophy of science class. And I was just like, whoa, now, how this become about religion? It all ties together. And my Aquarius rising came out, child. I was just like, hell nah. I ain't finna be doing all that. It's just not gonna happen. I'm gonna figure out this way. Figure out life my own way. And I'm gonna say this: I have some ways to go, but I am so happy, y'all. I am so content with the choices I've made. I am so content with the other versions of Tanisha that went through those hard lessons so that I could be reborn. Because that's what this is a rebirth. So, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. This is just a little introduction. Like I said, definitely hit me up. You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is the Mother King underscore. This channel is me documenting my elevation into that IG handle. I do see myself as a king child. It ain't being a queen is beautiful, right? But it's something about going into the world and being beautiful, being sexually appealing, because I am that, okay? And maintaining the power and being in your masculine energy and also in your softness. And I honor that about myself. That was something that I tried to get rid of my whole life, child. I would listen to these little Negroes. No, I mean, I would listen, I would ask opinions from these men, and growing up in the church and how women should be, and that just never sat right with me. I tried so hard to change who I was. I didn't see beauty in my strength, in my assertiveness, in my attitude, some like to say. I tried so hard not to fit the stereotype of the angry black woman. But one truth that I've gained as of recent is that I'd rather be an angry black woman than play the victim. Right? And you look at me, you probably look at me crazy, like, yeah, I guess. No, but for real, being angry is a step up from being the victim. And once you get that anger, well, I know in my experience, that anger pushed me to learn who I really am. It pushed me to really step in my power. And I hope that it gives you some encouragement, you know? So let me think, did I cover everything? I think I covered everything. I will be posting a video every Monday at 7 p.m. And yeah, we gonna get learning and growing because there's some things I want to do, y'all. And before I let y'all go, let me tell you what I want to do a little bit. I have I forgot to I'm over here about to exit. Let's talk about this winter arc. Let's talk about this 120 days great lock-in. Because that was like, oh, okay, it's time. It's time. We locked in, we got our 3 goals. It is time. So there's some things I want to do. I've learned a lot about myself. I gained some new values. And I am ready to take my baby girl and travel to some of these countries and see where we gonna land our feet. Like I love America. My ancestors have been here for a very long time building wealth for this country. And I always thought that I would never leave the land where my ancestors are buried. However, I just believe their sacrifices that they made were so big and so grand. How dare I limit myself? Why not go and see what it's like to live in another country? Why not learn a different language? Why not give my child a different experience? And I have been looking at one country, so we're going to be documenting me getting things together because there's some things I do have to do before I can leave this country. And that would mean to visit the location that I'm looking at now for at least a summer just to see how it is. So we're manifesting all that. I've decided to pick up my business again. So we're going to be talking about that. And is that my 3 goals? My business, leaving the country. Oh, and my YouTube channel, that's another goal. So, like I said, I have a few videos already on standby that I'm going to be releasing, some conversations with some other cousins that I'm sure you guys will enjoy. So, again, please follow me on Instagram. I would love to connect with you. You probably gonna see me ranting, child, because I'm in my release era. Sometimes I'll be driving, I'll be like, let me tell y'all how these people had me messed up. It's part of the process, baby. It's all part of the process. So follow me at the Mother King underscore on Instagram. Follow me on Threads. I'm not on Facebook right now because Facebook, it's just the vibe. I just can't get with the vibes. I just feel like it keeps me tethered to my past. So I'm not there yet. But please connect with me. Anything you want to know, shoot me a DM. And that's it. You want to pull a card real quick? Let's just pull a card. Let's pull a card. Let's pull the Queen of the Moon Oracle card, since that was the catalyst that shifted my frequency. And look what's at the bottom: wisdom. Cause child, Lord knows I got it, and you do too. We all got it. Sometimes we just got to get through the pain. You feel me? To get the lesson, and that's why I'm here. That's why you're here. And that's why we're going to be in this thing, shoulder to shoulder. Peace. Yes. Peace is here in beautiful release. So, intuitively, what I'm getting is be at peace where you are in your life, right? In order to manifest more, you have to come from a place that you're already abundant within. You already got to have it before the universe is going to get you more. That's just the law. It's just the law. So find peace. If you hate your job, what I used to do, I used to have a picnic every day when I worked at the call center. Had my blanket out, listened to my podcast, laid out, took naps. People was looking at me. People was giving me the thumbs up, but that's what I had to do to find peace where I was, and I was able to get this promotion. I don't care if you're working at Popeyes. Find peace and happiness there. Kiki with your coworkers. Make sure you cook that chicken up hot and fresh. Grease it out real good. Serve it with a smile. Tell someone I like your shirt. There's so many ways that we can gain peace in our everyday life. And this release being on the bottom and it's 9, and yesterday was just 999. We just walked through that portal, right? It's time to release what no longer serves you. Release those old stories. You just not stubborn. You just not you just don't have a bad attitude. It's more to that, baby. And you might not know it right now, but there's more of it if you it's more to it if you dig a little deeper. So these cars being together, this is 27, this is 28. You got to release some shit to find some peace. You can't hold on to past ideas and beliefs. You can't hold on to these relationships that that aren't don't serve you. You can't. You cannot. And I'm telling you from experience. Yeah, that been your homegirl since da 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 da. But she's in a place that you don't no longer want to be. Either she gonna boss up or she gonna move out the way. That's just how life is. You can still honor that relationship and that person for what it is, but you don't have to break it into this new life. But yeah, I'm so happy that we had this moment. I'm so happy that I decided to record this channel today. I want you guys to choose to be happy. I want you to choose to love yourself and those who love you back. And I want you to choose to ignore those voices in your head that say that you're not enough. And if you need me, find me on Instagram. I'm never too far. And I will see y'all next Monday. Peace.